phone on silent.
Darling, are you okay there?
Yeah, I'm fine, my friend.
Okay.
And we are live. Welcome with us as Austria surprise toppers of their group at Euro 2024 and England kick off in Germany with the solitary change to their starting lineup. Conor Gallagher, replaces Trent Alexander-Arnold. Joining me on Onside ZA, brought to you by Betway, get way more, Mr. Len Moleko.
How's it? Sorry, I'm just trying to draw diagrams.
Okay. All of us are being very South African with our calculators out here today. Welcome to the show. Joining me is Tsepi Darling.
Hey, darling.
And everybody's favorite super sub.
Angu.
Okay, so it is Euro 2024. Remember that brought to you by Betway. Ballers, first of all, welcome to you. Brought to you by Betway is the Pick Your Promo betting event on the Betway app. It is literally the most fun I've had betting in the longest time. Here's how it works. You get a bunch of different promos that you can select every day, and there's new promos to choose from every day. You can get a boost on winnings, Euro insurance, bet and get, which is my favorite, aviator flights, bonus spins, and a deposit match. How the boost on winnings works, and you get a boost on winnings where you place a minimum bet of 10 Rand and qualify for a 50% payout boost up to 200 Rand as a sports bonus. And that will be on a specific fixture for the day, and it has to be a specific bet on that specific fixture. So it will be like first to score, for example.
Or Portugal versus... So it will be a Portugal versus Germany in the quarterfinals, and then you bet on that.
Yes, but it has to be a specific thing that you bet on, even on that fixture. Like you can't just bet on the fixture. So it's been really fun. It's a really fun promo. And each one of the promos, like the get and bet, the Euro insurance, where you place a minimum 10 Rand winning margin bet and qualify for Euro insurance of 50%, where you get a sports bonus if your bet loses of up to 200 Rand. So it's like an insurance. You get 50% of your bet back. As insurance, so you can like take a punt on the winning margin for the day.
Ah, that's cool.
The bet and get is where you place a minimum of a 10 Rand bet and you get an extra bet as a bonus bet of up to 50% of what you've bet as well. So there's lots of cool promos. You can just click on the Pick Your Promo banner in the Betway app and place those bets. Remember, if you are joining on the Betway app as a new user, use the affiliate code ONSIDEZA. It really helps us out a lot. Len Moleko.
Yes, sir.
Austria, top their group. The hardest group, apparently, before the tournament started. And it's Netherlands third, France second. Poland out already before action kicked off today.
First to go out.
Yeah, look, I think...
That's a tough group, though. And Poland's got an old squad.
Yep.
I think it's a case of, you look at the said group, Group D, in that if you finish second, is it really not that bad? Is it not the calculator, as you've explained it, that perhaps it's mapping your way to wanting to get to the promised land, as it were? I'm just saying, perhaps it could be. But on the other hand, for me, a couple of teams have really not been firing. The expected teams have really not been firing.
The two favorites.
Not in this group. I'm just like now taking the whole Euro into
but
one
the
basket.
two favorites of Euros.
Which were France and?
England.
And England.
England were the bookies' favorites.
Yeah, they're topping the
But Len Moleko has a book that tells us why. Len, what's the name of that book?
The name of that book, the Bible of football. Why England lose.
You just need to buy that book to know you shouldn't have bet on England to win the Euros.
Basically, and you'll save yourself a lot of money. But like, just looking at the entire Euros, I mean, there's other fixtures that we're going to get to. France haven't really, I mean, to the game that they drew against
Which one? The one that they drew today?
Yes, it was against Poland.
Poland, yeah.
There we go. Do you realize they got to that third game having not scored a goal?
Yeah, no, they're struggling, and I think we did speak about it earlier when the tournament started, that it might be one of those tournaments where teams that are not really like favorites emerges. Like what Greece did to Portugal back then in the days. It could be one of those. And also how much of football have these players have played? Could it be that it's starting to catch up with them?
I don't think so. Just generally, Euros are very difficult to win.
So Mbappe was right.
I would agree with him. It's much easier to win a World Cup than to do well at a Euro.
So the first shot on
scored his goal
target,
today.
as you say this, it's hard, right? The Euros are hard.
Yes.
As you say that, Slovenia get the first shot on target against England.
But okay, which elephant are we going to address first?
Let's
Because there's
start with
lots of
France.
elephants to address.
Let's start
here.
with France.
Okay, France. Lots of superstars. I fancied them a bit, but outside of Mbappe, nobody really stood out for me. If you're gonna have
Not even Dembele.
not even because Dembele,
Not even Kante.
And Kante
Okay.
has been brilliant.
he's been brilliant in this tournament. I don't disagree.
2 men of the match awards.
Modric got man of the match award. Chiboezi now, but anyway, that's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is outside of Mbappe, nobody really lit up.
There's one for me who actually stood out more than Mbappe, but I mean, to be fair, Mbappe's had the nose injury since the first fixture, right?
Yeah.
So is
That's a good excuse.
It is a good excuse. He came back, scored with a face mask. Mbappe, I think
Penalty.
he's playing.
During my days, Italia 90.
When you were about to retire.
Yeah. Scoring a penalty was easy, bro. It was easy. But
Ask
was it
Roberto
easy?
Baggio.
Oscar Bettamaggio!
he came the era after me also. Remember? After the likes of me and Schilacci and
Retired.
have retired. That's when the Baggios of this world came through. But the point I'm trying to make is nobody has really stood out. And I said this when we were speaking about Mbappe at PSG. In the big games where he's needed to show up, he's never really showed up.
So he bottles as well.
He Haaland.
He Haalands, yes.
You saying
fact, I
Mbappe
said this-
doesn't show up when he needs to show up? He didn't show up in the World Cup final?
He did. He actually took Argentina by the scrotum himself.
He played that game alone,
Yeah.
I think.
Fair point. But that's 2 years ago.
Is
right?
there-
In
big-
fact, that's when I actually
He's still a young player. This is 2 years ago. Okay.
Cool. And then he became the main guy at PSG. Never really took them to the promised land. Sharp.
tell me a player that can take PSG to a promised land if Ronaldinho couldn't do it when he was there.
But then was not now.
Neymar and Messi in that team.
No. See, Neymar and Messi in that team, that was a clash of talents. Like that from the onset was a bad idea.
Do you not think PSG maybe has a slight issue similar to Manchester United where it's like you can have all the players in the world? It's just not going to work there.
I think now,
There's a toxic issue.
what's his name? Former Barca, the coach. His name is escaping me now. Former Barca coach, former Spanish national team coach.
Jose Enrique.
Yes, Luis Enrique. There we go.
Luis Enrique.
I think he's working on something whereby, okay, cool, I'm going to work on a team of a bunch of players who want to play.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, I agree. I get it. He's changing what PSG are about.
Yes, the
PSG, what
culture
they've
of-
been about.
Superstars.
They've been about
yeah.
buying
And
the
Man
cream of
United
the
don't want to
crop.
change that culture because they've had the same issue.
Yes.
Right.
So
Because
having
he's from La Masia, so it's more of a system play than stars.
Yes.
so that's why
exactly.
losing Mbappe is it's I don't think he's too cut up about losing Mbappe.
I mean, he's the man that benched Mbappe when it was clear that he was leaving. So you
But-
could just see that He doesn't give a smack. About
Going back
like-
to the trunk,
yeah.
France does not really have somebody who can take the game by the scruff.
Antoine Griezmann.
He's gone past his good days.
Yeah,
You
no, I agree
really
with
think
Len.
so?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with Len.
He's gone past his good. We can literally go team by team, and I'll tell you which team, and you look at their performances and why they're doing so well.
Okay, well, Germany is doing exceptionally well. Let's move on to them before we get to
Are
England,
they,
who are
Marco?
choking
'Cause
a
they,
little
they,
bit.
were, they were vulnerable.
I think Germany struggled in their
Yes,
last
against
game, but they
Switzerland,
were
yeah.
dominant before.
But Tepi, you must remember,
That they
There's
had
a-
already won the group.
granted, but what Switzerland did, they gave a shock to the system
Yeah.
to Germany
Yeah.
because
They
they
showed-
switched up.
They were not anticipating
Positionally,
that.
they switched up.
Yeah.
And they showed other teams as well. This is what you need to do in order to get to Germany because they looked really vulnerable.
They played with a high press.
Let me tell you two things I think about that game, and it's going to contrast with your views, I think, on this in total. I think Germany have been the performing side of the Euro so far, even with that 1-1 draw against Switzerland for two reasons. One, that game meant nothing anyway.
Yeah.
They'd already won the group, right? Number
no,
two,
no, Marco, you're wrong. That game meant that that they finished first.
no, they had already won the group.
Had Switzerland won?
No,
They had won one game, yes.
from what
Yes, it was 6-3 and Scotland.
Because Switzerland are on 5 points, and they drew
Because
against Germany.
Switzerland drew 2, won 1.
Yes, which means Germany would have Switzerland would have topped the group with
Yes,
that
and they
They
won.
would have.
Ah,
They would have
they
been on
would have
8.
won.
No.
they would have been
Switzerland
on
would have won.
7.
Would have.
Yeah,
Yes, they would have been on top.
Yeah, they would
They
have
would
been
have
on
been
top.
on
That's what I'm
7
saying.
Yes.
and Germany would have been on 6.
Yes.
My
And
apologies.
also, and I agree with what Sibusiso Zwane is saying now. Unlike a Spain who knew that, we're good. Germany did not go and play their second string side. They went with their first team with just a few adjustments. In a sense that at some point, I think Nagelsmann noticed that, you know what, this that I'm trying to do with Kai Havertz is not going to work. Let me put on my crossing guy, and that's how we're going to get our goal.
So, anyway, I think what was important about that game is that Germany showed grit and scored in the last minute in a game that they weren't the better side. And I think I always love to see that from a side, especially in a tournament like this, for you to dig deep when the game's not gone your way, trail most of the game, but still find the goal.
Yeah, we
what-
can say the same
just like
about,
Italy did last
Italy.
night.
Exactly. We can say the same thing.
I
about
think that was
Italy.
terrific from Italy.
That's
last
another
night.
elephant we're going to get
And
to.
I think that
Let's
was
finish
another.
this one.
That's another very good group. Is Spain and Italy qualifying from the group? Croatia likely to be knocked out because they only finished on 2 points.
Let's go to Germany. Yeah? Germany are playing good football. I do
I
not
think so.
dispute that.
Musiala's been a revelation.
But the thing also about Germany, which is the secret from what I'm seeing now, who's the okay? I'm gonna go the whole tournament and almost like then microscope narrow it down to the group that we're talking about now, right? Who's been the standout player of this entire Euros so far?
The standout player
Yeah.
individually.
Yes, across all 24 teams.
Super sub, do you have a pick there?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. You know, you can throw in Yamal there. You know, I think he's been really
Yeah.
brilliant. And Musiala as well, I think he's also been really brilliant.
Ferran Torres?
Yeah. It's difficult. You know, I think we're still quite in the early stage of the tournament. I mean,
3 games in.
3 games in, yes, but
But it's
I
not
mean,
3 games for
you
everyone.
don't pick, you don't.
Technically, it is by the third game.
By
you
tomorrow,
should-
it will be 3 games.
Yeah, but
for
surely by now, if Portugal, you can play your second string side, I don't think a player from Georgia is going to be the standout player of the tournament. And
Yes, but also, may I just mention, as much as we are trying to find the person who might be the standout player, the top 4 top goal scorers might also give us an indication of who might be in contention, right? Musiala, obviously, number 1 from Germany. And then it's actually George Mikuatadze, I believe, from Georgia, the same Georgia that you are kind of speaking down on.
I'm not. I love Georgians.
Ivan Schatz from Slovakia, and finally Niklas Volkruch from Germany. So in fact, it's not even the teams that we were like kind of singing their praises of.
Here's the interesting thing.
Yeah.
The top goal scorer, how many goals does he have? Musiala?
3 or 2.
Go, I can check for
There's
you.
more own goals than the top
There's
goal scorer.
6 or 7 own goals.
You know, so
Yeah.
And there's more disallowed goals.
what I'm just saying is,
Yeah, if there was no VAR,
Hey, Lukaku would have been up there.
Lukaku would be the top.
what I'm just saying, like looking at, I'm not disputing Germany and its quality, and I'm saying they're good, but so I was gonna say, the secret to this tournament for me, to be honest, looks like it's teamwork.
And which is where Germany excels, because
And
Germany it's
Italy.
about organization, physically fit, and they play as a team.
Yes.
So, but look, I mean, it's still very early, honestly speaking. And also, we've seen in the past that group stages games, you can start bad and then just gain your momentum as the tournament progresses.
I think, key number 1,
It's
get
just
through.
get over,
Get through,
over
go
the,
to the knockout
Yeah.
stages. Then it starts becoming knockout football. It's game by game.
Yes, I want to just echo what Len had said, I believe 2 weeks ago. And, you know, how he was saying that Italy is going to be, you know, a team to look out for, not because they have individual brilliant players, but they are able to play as a unit. And we've been able to see them time and time again, how that has just assisted them. You know, certain teams in England, for example, and France that has, you know, top-notch players, big names, Bob Bellingham and the like, have not been able to accomplish that. So, you know, really mirroring what he's saying, that as long as you have a well-formulated team that really works in unison, then you become successful.
I think actually
In agreement to her, ne? Sorry, Marco. Okay, just finish your point because I want
to
go
answer
to
your
another
question
elephant.
about the player who stood out in this tournament, and it's Calafiori for Italy, the centre back. I think he's been phenomenal. Did you see his stats from last night? 100% pass rate. He wasn't dribbled past a single time. 90-something% aerial duels won. He's completed dribbles, more chances created than anyone else on the pitch from centre back.
Sure, that's brilliant.
Young player, plays for Bologna. Apparently, Liverpool have already inquired about his services. I think he's a top-notch centre-back. Reminds me of the old school, like real classy Rolls-Royce centre-backs from Italy in the past, like the Maldinis, the Nestas, the
Which
Cannavaro.
Make it Alfa Romeo, please.
it's easier. Or a
Ferrari.
Maserati,
Or
a
Fiat.
real
Or a
Maserati.
Fiat, yes. Uno. It is a Fiat. Right?
Yes.
If he's an
Yes,
Uno, he's
yes.
an Uno fire. Tell you that.
Well, yeah. So the point I was going to go to with regards to what you're saying now, right, is addressing the other elephant. And when I was saying,
Hey, you brought, hey.
I brought a whole zoo. Elephant Park.
It's Elephant Park.
The elephant sanctuary of Joburg.
It's where was it? Now you're making me forget my point. Oh, sorry. Here's the point. It's you can go to all the favorites, right?
Yeah.
You go to Germany, and Musiala will be a pick. Neuer will be a pick. Toni Kroos will be a pick. Quite a number of the players in the team will be like, okay, cool. Those are the star players. Portugal littered with top talent, like top
Fresh
notch.
talent. Put it that way, yeah.
England poster boys from backline.
Most valuable squad.
Yes, they are all poster boys. Maybe that's what they should be. Anyway, let me not. We'll get to England. Spain's got a number of talents as well. Ferran Torres.
Yamin Lamal.
Yes.
Alvaro Morata is
Danny
still
Carvajal.
Alvaro Morata is still like a
Morata's,
marquee,
yeah, I mean, now
marquee centre
again,
forward.
Yes.
yeah, shame.
I think it's a
there's
smart inclusion.
Okay, that's a baby elephant that we will deal with.
Yeah.
Outside of Donnarumma and Jorginho, the Italy squad, how many of those names are you familiar with?
Chiesa
Okay, Chiesa, yeah.
is
It's been
another
there,
like
But,
marquee.
okay, Jorginho and Donnarumma from a superstar, and I wouldn't even call Jorginho a superstar. He just plays for Arsenal and he's instrumental for Arsenal here and there. Donnarumma, definitely a superstar.
Superstar.
He
Player
took
of the tournament the previous time.
The previous Euro, he took the gloves off of the legendary
Gigi Buffon.
Gigi Buffon. But outside of them, who are poster boys and who can compete with the Kanes and the Ronaldos and the Musialas of
No
this
one.
world in the Italy team?
No
one.
one. Italy doesn't have that type of
And
squad.
it has never
A
been like
marquee
that
squad.
for Italy as well.
It has.
It has.
It has.
In the 90s, in the early 90s.
In the 2000s
even,
as well.
Even 2008 when they
Yes.
won the World Cup, they had...
I think
2006, they won the World Cup, sorry.
I think the era of superstars, they didn't go to 2014 if memory serves me correctly. Italy.
In Brazil.
They were not in Brazil. They didn't qualify.
Yes.
Was it Brazil or Russia?
I think Russia, they...
I think it
no,
was,
I think there's 2 World Cups or a World Cup that they didn't qualify for.
Yeah.
The ballers in the comments
Between the two.
can help.
Oh,
us
it
with-
could be the two.
But post the
Italy
eras-
were here in 2010.
that much I know. I watched
You've got that picture. Okay.
of my El Capitano picture, yes. But outside of the eras, you remember the eras of the Cannavaros, the Christian
Fabio
Vieiras,
Cannavaro.
the Luca
But were they
Tonis.
really superstars, or they were
Yes.
just
They were
like?
superstars.
Especially in the early 90s with Baggio and co.
Because I'm looking
Italy
at a player
were-
like Buffon.
Buffon was a superstar.
So
What characterized a superstar? Is it popularity, or because I feel like Italy has always produced players that are just efficient, and if you are efficient,
And there's 1-0 for England. Terrific goal offside. But Phil Foden with the interchange in play there has been absolutely sensational. Sorry to
He's waking
interrupt
up.
you,
He's waking up. He's waking up.
Super sub.
Yeah.
But please finish your thought there.
Oh, in Qatar they went there as well, right?
I can't remember.
As Busis was saying, but I think in Qatar they went there. I don't remember watching Italy in 2022.
So sorry, super sub. You were saying that
Yes, they won the
they
Euros and
always
never-
just
yes.
efficient.
yes, I feel like they've been. Maybe you need to educate me and
I
tell
think
me.
there's different eras. I think that
No, man, it
in
says
two-
that Italy did not qualify for the World Cup in 2022. They
Yes.
lost against North Macedonia.
Macedonia.
Yeah, after Portugal beat.
that's right.
They were in the same group as Portugal, I think.
That's right.
Yeah.
Italy suffered defeat,
And
and it was
2018,
I'm checking for you.
and that North Macedonia side gave Portugal headaches as well. I remember in those
hey, those
qualifiers.
plumbers can play. What I'm saying is, they Italy had superstars. Cannavaro was a superstar.
Francesco Totti,
So
Del
yes, they did not
Piero.
qualify in Russia 2018 as well.
So
They
that
last
means
in
14,
2014.
I think their last qualification is either 14 or 10. Yes, and it doesn't look like they kind of try to rebuild.
They're trying to rebuild now. That's why they got younger players, and they had just won the last Euros, which is interesting. Just
Balotelli
to
was a
finish,
superstar.
just to finish echoing the thoughts, Italy do go through eras like many other sides. Like Brazil, perhaps now don't have a superstar squad in the same way that they had in the past. Especially a few years ago. Maybe now they're coming back into a new golden generation of Brazilian football, right? But definitely under when it was the era of Totti, De Rossi, Del Piero,
Pirlo,
Cannavaro, Pirlo, etc.
Buffon. You hear
That was a real
know,
superstar
like-
Italy side.
Who's
Yeah,
the coach guy?
but what I'm
Who's
saying is-
the midfielder guy who played with the
Gattuso.
Gattuso. Those are like popular players, and that's hence I'm asking you.
Is that a superstar?
Are you a superstar because you're popular? Because we can take it to Germany. You look at guys like Schweinsteiger. He's been there. Müller. He's
Must
been
be a
there.
superstar.
Are they superstars?
Yes.
because of their performances. Yes, that's why.
And
if we have to
everything
ask-
they've won
'Cause-
for
'cause-
Bayern Munich, everything they won for Germany, Mario Götze was a superstar.
Because for me, I'm thinking, okay, superstar. You look at a player like
Ballon d'Or
Neymar,
winners.
superstar.
what does he want?
But Neymar, yeah. I hear what you're saying. I get what
you
you're
get
saying.
what I'm saying. So
No,
I
I
feel
get
like
what you're saying.
Okay,
And
maybe
like
I
star
should-
power is just fame.
Maybe I should have said those that their performance on the field gives them so much leverage off of it.
But would that not be? But you can also then say that a superstar is a person who is popular with the supporters, but it also is able to translate it into what it does on the field. You can't just be good on the field and not garner enough attention and enough support.
Marine-
Does that translate to you?
because
Being
you
a
look at
superstar?
you look at a player like Müller. He's not as popular as
Exactly. So I'm saying.
Bellingham right now.
Yeah, but Muller is nearing retirement.
No, but what I'm saying, he's been doing it for years. Bellingham is just 22. I mean, is it not even 22? He's
21.
20 or 21.
He's a superstar.
He's a superstar. He's known. So what I'm saying, what is a superstar?
Okay,
like
cool.
I'm
So,
betting
Okay,
to.
but you're talking about the PR side of the
Yes, we're
game.
not
We're
talking
talking about like anyone who really knows football. These people are superstars. So anyone who knows football knows those names.
After the 2010 World Cup, and you were going to watch Bundesliga, and Bayern was playing, who was the first player that you were going to be on the lookout for? It was going to be Muller because he was doing magic in 2010. In 2014, when you look at the Germany team and they announced it, and we heard that he just retired now. What's his name, man? From Borussia Dortmund.
Marco Reus?
Marco Reus was
not
not in the
retired,
squad.
but anyway,
Huh?
it's not retired.
Well, he's
It might as well have. He's in MLS.
yeah.
No, I get you guys. No, I get you. I'm not disputing what you guys saying. I'm just saying like it's
You're talking about the PR side of things, the public relations,
You know-
the general public perception. Like David Beckham is the world's biggest superstar footballer.
That's what I'm saying,
But he
you
never won a Ballon d'Or.
That's what I'm saying. So
But also, Super Sub, on that point,
yeah.
it's and now Isaac is making a very good point because I remember reading about this comment that Ronaldinho made about the current bunch of Brazilian players. All right,
Yes.
it's what these guys did on the field
That make them
that
superstars.
brought the Nikes of this world to do Yoga Bonito, that brought all these things to come to them to end up here. But now it's almost like it's easier because you Jude, you play with Eddie, you come to Madrid, we'll make you an Eddie
And it
poster
doesn't
boy.
help
Look,
that.
I think
and
this-
also remember, I think we need to also remember that these brands are also looking for a person who is attractive physically, who kind of ticks all the boxes of what is attractive for a brand, like such as Nike or Adidas.
I think
and that
I'd-
contributes
yeah,
immensely also on just how they push
Maybe,
the
but
person.
Zinedine Zidane's not the most attractive man to ever kick a
talking about
football,
now.
and he's an absolute superstar
Yes, I'm
in
talking
the
about
same way.
now though, because I mean we have
she's
social
talking
media.
about the Bellinghams of this world. the
Yes.
I
Vinnies.
understand.
Yes.
I understand. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that sometimes a superstar is just who's marketable to the world.
Nah, that was Ronaldinho though.
you
if
know-
we're being fair.
Yes, and looks play
Ronaldinho
a
wasn't
part.
good looking, and he was maybe one of the biggest superstars. Right? So I think that I get what you're saying. We in the sticks a little bit about PR.
Yeah,
and
but-
I get what King's saying is Jude has Madrid PR behind him. You can't compete
No,
with
it's-
that, and he's certainly got England PR
It's
behind him.
England PR that
England-
made Jude, not Madrid's PR, guys.
Yes.
Let's be honest.
England PR and
Madrid just jumped on.
But there's
Yeah,
certain
they did.
there's certain countries that have bigger PR all the time. It's France and England, Brazil. These are Argentina even. These are countries that have bigger PR than Italy. Italy is sort of fly under the radar in many ways for PR,
That's what I'm
even their
saying.
own league.
It's
Do you know what I'm saying? Spain,
Italy, Germany, it's more. It's
Italy and Germany
If you
is
want to
more
watch true
under the
football,
radar.
it's like under
Yeah,
the radar. Like
I
it's
agree.
efficient, it's organized, it's effective. you
It's
know?
almost like the managers from those countries don't want you to be a superstar. And we saw it actually when Fabio Capello became the manager of England.
England, yes.
He didn't want any of the superstar
That's
nonsense going on.
exactly
He
what
wanted to bring it back
I think
under
I'm
the radar.
answered, Marco.
Okay.
There we go. So that's sort of what Italy does
Yes.
in their own way. But I don't think that determines the quality of the players they had.
No, the players
Like
they have is quality.
And I
They've
think
got quality. That's what I'm saying. Like they've got
but
quality.
I remember when I traveled to Italy in 2006, you couldn't go to a single street that didn't have a billboard of half of the Italy squad with their shirts off in 2006 with the World Cup. Francesco Totti everywhere, every advert, crazy in Italy. Absolute superstar.
Italian PR is weak. They're putting people with shirtless. Wow.
It looks
Eish.
exactly the same as all those David Beckham ads and all of those Freddie Ljungberg ads we saw when we were growing up as well.
The other thing.
After you retired, when we were growing up, after then
The other thing I wanted to say, just on the Euros, just to touch on, we're done with England. Né? There's nothing there.
Before we move on from England, wouldn't you, if as a coach, judging by the season that Cole Palmer had, wouldn't you want to give him some minutes, knowing that now you've already qualified?
Tried and tested.
I would echo your sentiments to an extent. I think that as much as Cole Palmer's done great things for his club, does he fit in the best, as a manager, your job isn't, who's done well, who's done this, whatever. Who's the best 11 players I can put out here right now, today, for the system that I want to play? Does Cole Palmer fit in that? For me, no. Has Gareth Southgate got it right so far? No.
Does he have a system?
Who knows?
He does. I think he does. It's just a very defensive system considering the attacking quality that he's got on the pitch here. He's far too defensive. And I think that Jude Bellingham playing at number 10 is incorrect. I think Jude Bellingham should be partnering with Declan Rice deeper in midfield, make them more enterprising.
Yes.
And we know he's got a range of passing. We know he can play box to box. He did it with Borussia Dortmund.
And then who do you
Phil
place at number 10?
Foden plays at 10. And then you play a left winger. You play someone who can play on the left wing, like the Newcastle star. What's his name?
Gordon.
Yeah. Anthony.
Play Anthony Gordon on the left, Saka on the right, Harry Kane at 9, and Phil Foden just behind at 10. And then Jude Bellingham partnering thing. But now we know that the Trent Alexander-Arnold thing wasn't working for England. That's been the weak point for England. We've seen it right away. And then Gareth Southgate's like, cool, I've now noticed that, just like everybody else, replaces him with Conor Gallagher. Another like.
And then you guys want to take
football.
that guy to Man United? Well, I know Eric is.
But you know, this is just the press making up stories. No one ever wanted anyone.
Because I saw
But
that.
he's friends with Enyo, so.
Yeah, he's friends with the thing, but they're friends.
Okay.
They've also spoken to Ruud van Nistelrooy, and they've spoken
saw
to
that. I was
Thomas
about to get-
Tuchel.
I was about to get to that while we edit. I know we're digressing here, Len.
Shall we finish off with just Spain and Portugal quickly, move
Yes.
on from the Euros, and then we'll come to that.
It's not important. It's okay. We can leave it out.
We'll get to it. We need to come to PSL
Yes.
soon because there's big news there
I just
as
wanted
well.
to find out what's happening with McCarthy.
He's been in
He's
somewhere.
finished with Madrid, it seems. With Man United,
No,
it seems, I mean.
United.
Yeah, Benny looks like his time's over there.
If Rude is being touted
and
towards-
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And I think,
But they're not
because
touted for the
from
same
what I
position.
understand, Benny has been well liked at the club. He's well liked by the players, and he was offered a new deal that he seems to have turned down. The only thing that makes sense to me is if Benny's turning down deals, is he's been offered head coach roles elsewhere.
It's not in South Africa, I can tell you that much.
That's a fact.
I don't think so, but I think
there
it's
was
elsewhere.
interest in MLS. I read somewhere. From
So
Would
we
you
are
go
all
to
chasing
MLS
money now. Hey.
We've all said it. We would be there. We can criticize Saudi, but I would be there.
Binga, is it a, what's the word? Is it a purist?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
but listen,
Anyway.
who's the best manager in South Africa in recent memory?
Pito Musimane.
Where was he managing?
He was in Saudi.
So then
There
are we
were no-
all chasing money?
There were no teams in South Africa.
And for Benny?
There are no teams in South Africa.
No, man, but for Pito, going to Saudi is actually a slight upgrade. I can imagine money-wise, whereas, it's the same thing.
Benny's
Actually,
going to make more
it's the
money
same
as
thing.
a
No,
manager
it's the same
somewhere.
thing.
I also think he wanted to stick it up to, what's the first team that he was with? Al Ahly.
Pito.
Yes.
Yeah, I had
He
remember
had
the
beef. The first team that he
How
signed
they
beef
treated
with
him.
with the legends of the club. You know, they were
Yes.
coming hard on him. I think had it been a smooth relationship, he would still be there. I think.
You mean the first or the second team that he was with in the? Because
Saudi League.
the first one was in Saudi.
Now I'm talking about the team Al Ahly.
He
Remember?
went to
Yes.
Al Ahly first and then he
In
went
Saudi.
to Saudi.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm talking
No,
about
Al Ahly is in Egypt, most.
no, there's two Al
there's-
Ahlis.
there's two Al Ahlis.
It's Al Ahly and Al Ahly.
That's what yes.
Dialect of the Arabs, guys.
Ahly.
It's Ahly and Ali.
Depends which dialect you have.
Now I'm talking about the Egyptian team. I think
That's what
The
I'm
Y or
saying
the
as
I?
well.
No, I was referring to the I one.
No,
I'm
we're talking
talking
about
to the
Ahly, the first one.
the Egypt.
Oh no,
the
that one.
Champions
If
League
I
one.
say Egyptian, it's sealed.
Duh.
Oh, okay. You just said that now.
Okay, African champions, yes.
Club of the century.
I think he would have stayed longer there. I think that relationship was, it had a lot of interference, and there were a lot of external forces that he was not happy with, and eventually had to call it a day.
But I think that's where he realized his dreams. That's when he was able to conquer. that was a clear indication to
He hasn't
other
conquered
teams.
anything after that.
Yes, what I'm saying, but he was
they
able
closed
to,
down though,
you know what I
didn't
mean?
they?
He was able to at least show that after leaving South Africa, after leaving what we thought was the pinnacle of his success, which was Sundowns, he was able to go to unmarked or unknown territory, which was in this case Al Ahly, and also excel there.
No, I thought you said you wanted to go to Conk. I'm like, they closed. Anyway,
So
Spain.
next up for pizza.
We'll come back there. Let's
Okay.
go to Spain.
Spain, I think they've been terrific. I think they've been one of the standout teams. I think they've been surprisingly good because they're a team in transition, a bit like Italy, where they're a team in transition. You're expecting them
Same as
to
Portugal.
struggle to build, but they've been very, very good. I think Portugal's got more stability, and we expected Portugal to do well in this tournament because there's a lot of players, experienced players that are doing well for their clubs. We look at Ruben Diaz, we look at Bernardo Silva. Cristiano Ronaldo, we don't have to talk about much. Everyone knows all about that one. Pepe's been excellent at Porto. We were singing his praises against Arsenal. He's been
Crazy.
terrific, and
The
he's been
interceptions
terrific
that
at
he
this. He's 41 years old. He's been terrific at this tournament.
He's been terrific since Pepe of Real Madrid that we barely
He's
knew.
always been.
Pepe has been a fantastic player, and he's still a great servant to the Portuguese national side.
What a legend. Yeah.
And then some of the young players, like we look at Conceição, who's the son of Portugal great Sergio Conceição. And that's a shot on target from the free kick from Phil Foden for England. Sergio Conceição, currently the manager of Porto, his son scoring the first goal for Portugal of the tournament, I think it was. Fabio Conceição, I think it is. But anyway, his father, Sergio Conceição, he is a Portugal legend, and he's currently the manager of Porto, and we can see how well they're doing for a club of their means, at least.
On
So,
Spain,
yeah. Let's go to Spain.
Is it me? Which
you.
way? Do we go this way or that way? Never mind.
It's you.
No, I was directioning. Leave me, guys. Yo, must we go to the cheating girlfriend to get a lift? Anyway, Spain. Is it just me or? And I know it was an error thing that you had almost a Spain that played the Pep way with the players that were taught the Pep way. But if you look at the mix of players that Spain has right now, that Tiki-taka identity
He's not
looks like it has been abandoned.
Yeah.
And what they're executing now in being direct
very direct. Yes.
looks like it's working like a charm.
I think that tiki-taka is being abandoned almost across football in many ways because of how difficult it is to pull off.
Yeah.
I think that it's not tiki-taka is effective if you've got the absolute best squad that can do it week in, week out. And also, I don't know how good it is in tournament football because tiki-taka is good at tiring teams out and keeping your team fresh. And over the course of a league season, for example, so many games, it's good. But whereas in tournament football, because it's a few games in short concession, I don't think tiki-taka is necessarily that effective in... I mean, we saw it in the Spain that Barcelona
08,
Spain,
the 2010.
but that
The old
doesn't.
one, yeah.
But
They had more
Tiki-taka
players from
worked,
Barcelona,
but-
so it was easier for Barcelona.
and also, of course, you're going to win tiki-taka when you've got Xavi and Iniesta and Busquets.
Fair point.
Then you have to play tiki-taka and you're going to win everything. Those three players,
It's easier.
They
it's
were
easy.
they were running the
you
show.
You have to because that was something to behold. That was special. But I think that football now is a lot of transition, a lot of
Low
inversions, low block with transition inversions. It's very technical.
High press.
And
press.
I think right now what you're seeing is the teams that are successful are the
Kevin,
ones
is
with
that
cut
you?
and thrust. Right? Cut and thrust. That's the whole thing. Is if you've got pace to come in behind or play through with a lot of pace and then get in behind the defense and then you score goals. It's as simple as that.
Well, I suppose.
And it's not from moving the ball around the pitch constantly necessarily. It's about very quickly moving the ball in between defenders or around defenders.
I have a question, gentlemen. Since you're talking about the Spain of old and how they used to play, and now the more direct Spain, which
Len,
one
it's
would
not
you
us.
say? Yes, I'm talking to him, but you can answer.
Yo, that was quick. That was quick to throw me under the bus. But it's fine. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Oof, this
the
is
question
dangerous
is,
territory.
and I
yeah.
mean, because I mean, the tiki-taka also was a bit monotonous and tiring sometimes. What would you say as a spectator is better visually to watch?
I enjoyed watching the tiki-taka, to be
Super
honest.
sub? What was better visually, the
Visually to
current
watch.
Spain squad or that magical Tiki-taka squad in 2010? This is the easiest question for me I've ever heard.
Yeah, look, I mean,
It was beautiful to watch, darling.
Tiki-taka, it was a
special.
what you call
Puyol.
breath of fresh air, you know.
Because we were used to, what's his name?
Now, don't bring him up. Don't.
Okay.
No,
Don't.
you must for the viewers.
No, that's not fair. Every time it comes helicopter football, it must bring up one person.
Okay, sorry. We were
Put Tony Pulis, man.
nice one. But that was beautiful. I agree with Marco. Like the pass from Puyol to Busquets.
Xavi and
to-
Iniesta were beautiful to watch.
And then you just get that cross pass and it goes to David
Villa.
David Villa.
Yeah.
And then he
How we
pulls it
enjoyed
back.
Villa here in 2010.
Fernando Torres.
Torres.
Yeah, no.
Like
That was beautiful to watch. It was art.
It was artistic.
I agree, darling. If anyone who's here who didn't watch enough of that late 2000s, early 2010s Spain Barcelona team. Oh man,
You could take them to a museum
was a
and
special-
hang them up on the wall.
That was a special thing to watch.
Okay, we get it. We get
We're
it.
very passionate here, darling. No, you can't
Temperature just
compare.
went
You
high.
can't compare this Spain team to that.
No, you can't.
Not yet.
It's different.
Not yet.
And the world has. I mean, the world of football has evolved so much. You know, like
Except for Italy.
Italy still do what they
still
do.
the same.
do. They
Yeah,
still
they
what
still
they
do
do.
the same. Yeah.
To them, a car
And-
is how you
and,
build it. That's
You
it.
know, you that kind of a system. It requires you to have like real ballers. You can't just have.
Be comfortable on your feet.
Yeah, you need to.
Or
be,
with the ball on your feet.
Oh, that should have been 1-0. And England can't finish. And Harry Kane. Sure. The man who's got the golden boot for European football this season, unable to score in an England shirt.
In the country that he plays in week out for the
Yeah.
past season. Anyway,
and he scored 40 plus goals.
and now I think internationally he's got 13. Guys, let's stop bashing England. Here's my thing, eh? And this is not a rant, but we can make it a rant either
This
way.
is a Len Moleko rant brought to you by Betway. Get way more.
So there's a level of England fans think that football belongs to them. Yes, we all have our hopes when our teams go to certain tournaments. But a sense of entitlement when it comes to the English, it's boring, disgusting, because they end up turning against their own.
There's one other country that maybe has the same thing, and it's France.
I think those ones are pooing in the river for the Olympics.
In the same.
They must poo in the river and leave football alone. But they must go to the Isht. But that's a thing. That's a problem with England. You look back at from the first World Cup I could watch, the Italia 90 and 94 and 98 and 2002. We can go all the way up until now 2022. At no point on paper by right should England have been the best team in the world at the time. But yet, England were on some tip like, yeah. And one or two players put a foot wrong. And then instead of being football people and accepting that, maybe, Italy was just better than us on the day. They had a better keeper than us on the day. They go, they hurl insults, they hurl racist things, slurs. David Beckham was almost.
Remember that?
Yes, Wayne Rooney
Against
also threw the
Argentina.
same thing. So there is a sense of entitlement about the English. And if we look at these squads and the players that they have and the prep that they have, by right, we should not have actually put England as one of the favorites. They should have been the dark horses.
I was surprised.
Yeah,
surprised to
and
see.
I agree with
Okay,
agree
what?
fully with you, Len, and it boils down to PR. England has managed to package football,
Going back
You know,
to PR.
has managed to package football in such a way that they are like the gods of football. And if you look, you mentioned the history of England. You are saying they shouldn't be anywhere near. If you look at best top 10 managers in the world right now, I can't even think of an English manager.
Yeah, Southgate doesn't even make my
Tony
top
Pulis.
50.
Going into the comments, Vuyo Chimese says, no ways, Tiki-taka is not entertaining. Gurgen pressing and transition football are more entertaining. The reason why I could never be a Barca fan is because I fell asleep while watching them. Of course, the Gurgen press is Jurgen Klopp's rock and roll football.
Rock and roll.
It is very entertaining.
It's entertaining.
For how long? And then the legs
then-
can't keep up.
Yeah, at the come
you
to the
can
end of
do
the
it
But
for
season.
long, huh?
if you have younger players who have it, I mean, they
Sure,
can.
it's tough. It's tough.
For
But
90 minutes.
but it's
Trent Alexander-Arnold is young and he was being injured every 2-3 games.
Let's not talk about
and then
him.
Didope saying a gate must open the doors for Mainu if he wants to win this. I don't think that Kobe Mainu
Marco.
would be a bad decision for
It's
them.
D-dope, bro.
Oh, D-dope. Sorry.
Didope.
I apologize.
You were close.
I apologize.
Mino, again, I'm going to go back to just
PR.
a little bit of what I was saying. There's so many people that are being hyped. Mino played a couple of good games for Man United, and now people
He
think
scored against Manchester City.
Yes,
man.
now people think that he's a continental.
That he's going to change
He's
England's
gonna change
fortunes.
A whole Kylian Mbappe who carried France to a World Cup final is not a star here.
Yeah, I don't think Conor Gallagher was the move. Like we said earlier, I think that it'll be more about bringing on one of the full-on attacking talents, someone like Ollie Watkins or something that can come on and maybe change the game for England.
Perhaps Oli won't be such a bad idea. And again, I think to some degree, some players in the England team need to understand that, yes, the number might be permanent for you for this tournament, but the position in the side, in the starting 11 is not.
As we call halftime on the England-Slovenia game, we call our time on the Euros. Remember, you can play the very, very fun pick your promotion on the Betway app. It's new promos every single day. And more importantly, Turf, if I can ask you to play it back, we still have the Aviator promo, baby. It's not Clive Barker. It's Aviator.
Oh, we said Clive Barker last week. You got us there.
You can be one of those big winners on the Aviator app with the big promo all the way through till July. So enjoy your gaming all the way through this next week with the Aviator game in the Betway app. Head on through there right now as it is halftime. It's always a good time to play a couple 2 Rand, 5 Rand bets there on the Aviator.
England is, I think the ballers made a good idea to be watching Onside ZA, brought to you by Betway, Get Way More, because that was a waste of 45 minutes.
Wow, Len.
We were still able to talk about everything, including Tiki-taka.
And that time,
No,
Croatia
I
is
don't mean
hoping
we.
they
I
score
don't,
3
wait.
goals.
Hey, the wastage is not here. Wastage is
on screen.
It's there. It's there in Germany there. And the previous game against Denmark was not entertaining either.
No, England aren't very enterprising, and I think that's the concern for England fans. Moving on. As we move on away from the Euros, shall we do our picks quickly before we pack up on the Euros for tomorrow's
not a lot, yeah, okay.
tomorrow's fixtures?
Yes.
These are our Euro Betway picks brought to you by Betway. Get way more. Slovakia versus Romania tomorrow. Both teams on 3 points.
Romania.
Both have an opportunity to go through. Romania had that scintillating 3-0 win on opening day. On opening fixture,
against Ukraine.
opening match day.
Yeah,
Actually, no, I think a draw.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
Slovakia
a draw.
versus Romania.
Yeah,
It's
draw.
a draw.
Because it's Betway picks, I'm going to say Romania or draw, the 1 times 2.
Okay. There won't be a last minute goal though.
The thing is, the other thing that I would maybe think about on the betting is both teams to score. Slovakia full of goals. So
Oh yes, it will
Romania.
be a draw score. Yes, definitely.
I definitely think so. Both teams to score would also be a good bet. Super sub, Slovakia, Romania.
I'm gonna go with a draw with you guys as well.
Ukraine versus Belgium. Tsepi, darling.
Okay, so they're both also sitting on the same amount of points in Group E. But I'm seeing a slim 1-0 win for Belgium.
Okay.
Belgium for me.
Yeah.
I think Belgium will win.
Clean win, not a
No,
slim one for me.
I think the match
I
is
see a 1-0.
the match is gonna be a war. I go with Ukraine.
Ah, interesting.
They are more astute at it. They've got more practice for sure. Glenn Moleko.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
the
what-
shade.
what happened?
And wow.
Hey,
We're just saying.
they are very resistant.
Right, okay. But yeah, no, I go with Ukraine.
Georgia versus Portugal tomorrow night, 9 p.m.
Portugal.
I
Portugal
go
doesn't
with,
even have to do much.
They've won the group.
Yeah.
yes, so I go draw or Georgia.
Georgia, obviously, they've got something to play
They've
for.
got something to play for.
Portugal's probably gonna unleash your Joao Felix. There's a lot of talent there in the bench that they're probably gonna want to prove the point as well. So I'll go still with Portugal.
I
Hey,
think-
by the way, my name is Carlos for the entire tournament.
Oh,
Hey,
sorry,
Carlos! Supero Subi.
Can I change mine to Giovanni?
Hi, man, stop, guys. Are we
I
really
get
doing
it. They are
this?
Portuguese. I'm
So you're
Italian.
Italian.
Yes. Come on,
Giovanni. Nah, Giovanni's not cool.
Okay, Gianluigi.
So I disagree. I'm with Super Sub. I disagree with you, Len. I think Portugal will actually still win this one, but I might have some bias. And I think for exactly the same reason as Carlos is saying, is that Carlos is saying,
Also, when we speak about Portugal, people's names change.
yeah, their names
Didn't know.
change.
Can we sit
Yeah.
You didn't get the memo.
Hey,
Why you not here last week?
I missed the email.
Ah, my friend.
I think that the fringe players will be given an opportunity by Roberto Martinez, and boy, oh boy, is there a lot of quality fringe players in that Portugal squad, and they will have a point to prove. So
Yep.
it's not like the desire and the impetus won't be there at all. And I think that Cristiano Ronaldo will want to play anyway because he wants to break more records and score more goals.
True.
Then Czechia, or the Czech Republic versus Turkey, or Turkey. I fancy Turkey.
Also fancy
I
Turkey.
think,
Yeah,
but
same here.
a draw is enough for Turkey.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I fancy Turkey because they've been touted as having one of the best generation of players now for a very long time. Since the days of, I'll tell you now his name. Is it, why is the name escaping me now?
When you find it, we'll talk about it. But I think there's a lot of quality there. Ada Gula, we've spoken about. Alte Bayande is the.
He was at Barca, man. But he was a bit of a
It was a bit of a.
screw loose. He was a midfielder. I just forgot his name. Ada Turan.
Ada Turan.
Added to run.
So looking quickly at Group C as things stand, England qualifying top of the group. That's not very
And they're
interesting.
going home.
Okay, and then
Oh, sorry.
Switzerland versus Italy is the next fixture. That's our first guaranteed knockout game fixtures. Switzerland versus Italy
Azzurri.
within 90 minutes.
Yes.
Switzerland.
Yes.
Switzerland versus Italy
Oh,
in the
that's
knockout.
That's a knockout, eh?
Knockout.
Two tactical managers. Spalletti has been in this game. He's been around.
We just need to see where Napoli's
it's got
sitting
ni-
now
it's-
after he's left, by the way.
90 minutes draw. It's going to extra time that game.
Extra time.
Extra time.
That is why I asked.
So-
Actually, Carlos is very astute at his Betway picks.
The interesting thing is if you've got a Shaka not starting, then you know there's a slight system change and you can quickly go onto the app and change your bet and move it around. But if he goes with, because what I like about the Switzerland coach is he set up his team for the match, not for the tournament. Because a number of coaches make the mistake of setting up like Gareth Southgate, but he's an airhead. It's okay.
Whoa.
Okay.
He misses Phillips, though.
That's what they say, yeah.
Yo.
And Ben White, you know how much he could.
And
if
Philip
he had-
was here.
you know,
What would it have changed? Anyway.
Yeah.
So
I think. Okay.
it's going to be a war. Again.
No, there's peace there, but I think Italy, based on how much I think Spalletti is in playing the tactics game thing very well. The Switzerland coach is also very smart, but he plays to the occasion, and I think that's where Spalletti can actually nibble him.
Okay. Seppi, darling. Switzerland versus Italy.
I see a 1-0 win for Italy.
Within the 90 minutes.
Yep.
And those were your Euro Betway picks brought to you by Betway. Remember to also get the power with the Pick Your Promo promotion happening within the Betway app. Simply click on the banner, opt into the individual promo for the day, as there's new promos every day. Opt into the promo for the day that you like. Place the bet that is designated in the promo, and you can be a winner of very, very cool, fun sports bonuses. Moving on from the Euros. Seppi, darling, are you ready?
Yes, we're going worldwide.
We are going worldwide. This is Around the World with Seppi Worldwide, brought to you by Betway and the Aviator game. Betway, get way more.
Okay, so where am I?
Worldwide.
I know.
Where we flying off to,
So
darling?
much. Actually, there's one story that I want us to really go in depth with, because I feel as though this is going to take so much of our time that I don't want us to focus on any other story. It says here that FIFA is facing legal challenge over the world governing body's unilateral decision to set the international match calendar, notably an expanding of 32 FIFA Club World Cup. Unions representing soccer players said in a statement on Thursday. So basically, they're saying that the claim filed by the English Football Association, the PFA, and the Union Nationale des Footballeurs Professionnels, obviously that's from France, and supported also by FIFPro in Europe, accuses FIFA of violating players' rights and potentially EU competition laws by creating a calendar that is overloaded and unworkable.
We've been saying this.
So they're basically saying that, they are in transgressions of the rights of players, and they're not giving players the opportunity to rest. In fact, it says here that, FIFA failed to engage these organizations and stakeholders about the calendar, and that it was discussed with both FIFRO and WLA. However, they are saying that this only happened back in 2021 and 22, and they've not received any feedback from FIFA. Simple question, obviously, does this court case really have any merit? Do we think that the calendar is overloaded? Is it unfair on players?
Super Sub?
Yeah, we've spoken about this.
Yeah, I think it's about time that legal action's been taken against it, and you can see why it's the PFA, it's the French version of the PFA, FIFPro, all of the European player associations. So not necessarily the country's football associations, which represents the clubs and the leagues. It's the player associations, which is like Kosatu.
And I think as a result, that's why AFCON has been moved as well, Leland.
To 2025. Yes. End of 2025.
Yeah.
End of 2025, beginning 2026.
Yes.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
There's just so
It's too
many
many
football.
games.
Yeah.
We had the beginning of the season before Rafael Varane left Manchester United, when he was still there in preseason. He said there's too many fixtures for players. And you can see it by the injury statistics as well. So I think this court case has lots of merit. If you just present the injury stats to the courts and you say, it's too many games, we're impeding players' careers by the increase in injuries, I think it's clean cut.
Because for me,
if they win, but what can happen now? Because
they can just force FIFA to change this calendars.
With FIFA, this is going to be, it's one of those cases. There's still 115 charges that have still not been dealt with.
For who?
You know how these courts work.
Chief.
People just keep...
No, you're getting excited.
What? Kanaging, is it a postpone? What do you do in court when
you're not a co-pilot, you're not a captain. This is worldwide. Relax.
Just some information here, something to just think on. It says here,
please take your seat, sir.
Vinicius Jr. has already played more than double the amount of matches that his compatriot and former Ballon d'Or winner Ronaldo played before turning 24.
Do they earn the same money?
That's irrelevant. We're talking about how much he's actually had to play because of the frequency of matches.
I think it's very relevant.
His compatriot Ronaldo is widely regarded as the best to ever play in that position.
Then again, now it opens another, what you call,
Can of worms?
yeah, because now if you look at those guys' stats and you look at the other guys' stats, is their stats now justifiable?
Definitely not, but you can't compare to him.
Yeah, because in
not fair.
4 years he would have played
Al
100
phenomenal.
games, but this one in 4 years already played 400 games.
But still with
I think, guys, more than anything, this whole thing is driven by money. And that's why I say, okay,
Yeah,
Sharp, are they
I
earning
agree.
the same money? All right? This thing is being driven by money. And whoever has got the biggest shark lawyers there in that court is going to win this case. And things are going to continue the same way that they're continuing, unfortunately. Which begs the case, controversially so, is it still the beautiful game?
Was it ever?
it's slowly
Always been.
it's slowly becoming, well, not slowly, it's about money now. And unfortunately, where money is involved, we're always gonna have these issues. You
So
know,
it's a Slay Queen game.
Wow.
I'm asking.
It's a slaking game.
Oh, okay.
It's a slaking game.
Where are we off to next, darling?
Okay, so in conclusion, it basically says, I just want to read the statement. It says, FIFRO and the World League Association sent a letter to FIFA, like I've mentioned, and it basically says that clubs in the Champions League and Europa League playing 8 games in this phase instead of the current 6. That's another contributing factor. However, clubs in the Conference League will still play 6. Let's move over now to Canada. Canadian soccer player Moise Bambito becomes the target of online racist abuse after he tackled Argentine star Lionel Messi in the Copa America tournament. Okay, so we've had these conversations before about racism, and it's still very prevalent in the world of football. Thoughts on this one?
It's South America.
Yeah, I don't think we can get rid of it. But that judgment that was ended in Spain, I think.
The 8-month one.
Yeah, no, I
It's
think
a move in the right
Prison
direction.
time is a move in the right
it's a
direction.
move in the right direction,
And hopefully South America follows. Or I mean, this is a
South America
Canadian.
is a-
This is a Canadian player.
Yeah.
you know, so yeah, it's sad that
It is, right?
you know, now Messi can't be touched now.
Pretty
yeah,
much.
the thing is, he suffered the racist abuse online after the tackle, right? So that's the thing, is that the social media networks also need to. I mean, Harry Maguire was quite loud and vocal about this, about abuse from the social media networks, for them to allow it. And we've seen it before for the likes of Vinny Jr. We've seen it before with the likes of Saka,
Saka
who
as well.
really suffered after missing those penalties.
Rashford.
So I think that this is one of those that Meta and the likes need to step up and be like, as soon as we see anything like this, we ban your IP address or we don't let you make new accounts, whatever, you must be off.
I think FIFA as well needs to. I think FIFA is more it's more focused on creating all these other tournaments and all of that, and they need to invest more into getting rid of racism within this. Yeah,
FIFA must get rid of FIFA.
I think FIFA must get rid of FIFA.
No, but
I'll
also-
join that vote.
Unless if Gianni Infantino goes to our former countryman, which he must never say he's from here, it's okay. They can keep him. Because he says, yeah, but you say you want freedom of speech. So I'm trying to give people freedom of speech. And then he opens the floodgates for all this nonsense that happens. And then he claims, but it's freedom of speech.
Yeah, and
we live in the 21st century.
I mean it's happening in Netherlands as well. As we speak, there are fans painting themselves black and as Ruud Gullit, you know. And it's
Ruud Gullit came out about that, and he said that he quite liked it, and he understood that it's coming from a good place.
But I understand it might be coming from a good place, but you need to read the room, you know.
Not even the room. He
It's
needs
not
to
even
read the
about the
history
room.
books.
It's not
The
about
history
the room.
books,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, we
You
have
know.
politicians who've done blackface
Yes.
as well. And I mean, it's just uncalled for.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
We've got a long way. In the
people are woke right
Listen,
now,
Lendl.
and people want justice. You know,
eh?
you back then you could get away with a lot, not now. You know, and that's why people need to live in the modern day. You know.
So, Gareth Southgate listened to you guys, by the way, and Kobe Mainu has joined the fray for England at the start of the second half. He replaces Conor Gallagher.
And I see D Dope is very happy about that.
Dope,
But
man.
let's see if there's any. Let's see if the gate will open.
Let's see football is going home by
Well,
any
thank you,
chance.
That's all we
darling.
have for you worldwide.
That was Around the World with Tepe Worldwide, brought to you by Betway. Get way more. Join the Aviator app where you can win big all the way into July, this international break. Len Moleko,
Yes, sir.
the PSL Awards recently passed.
Yes, sir.
Give us your thoughts in general. I mean, I wanted to start with him, but he gets too uppity when
Excited.
Orlando Pirates have done
Yes.
too well.
No, I don't even have a comment about the awards actually.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay. I'll sum it up very quickly. I think everybody who
Thank
won
you, Len.
deserved their award.
Who was the big winner, Len?
The big winner in
Tsecho
no. I think the big winner was
and
Maswanganyi
Maswanganyi
actually.
as well.
And the young boy as well. I think he came out tops there. But the big awards for the night obviously went to Maswanganyi, Ronwen, and Coach
Rulani.
I still feel as Coach Steve Barker, having done what you did, well, we don't know what your pockets look like. We can only but assume some level of recognition. But then again, you won the Cullinan Black Label Cup. Maybe that is recognition enough for you. I think the awards were proper balanced, to say to the production. But like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. I think I know who's going to win each category.
Mm.
Kind of vibes. So, top goal scorer, you can't dispute. I still pray for the day we're going to
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Yeah, I wish for the day where we're going to have a top goal scorer with over 20 goals, but I can only but pray. But yeah, they were underwhelming, but like, they were awards.
What was underwhelming? my
Why are
friend?
you putting me in a corner, Super Sub?
Why were they underwhelming?
Nah, I think the whole having them virtual like just takes
players are in
It takes-
Greece,
it
they're
takes-
in holiday.
it takes the gem out of my donut, man.
Okay, but imagine if they had them
You usually have them the night after the last game of the
Yeah.
Nedbank
before
Cup.
the players leave.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
I agree. We're looking forward to next season with the PSL. I think it might be a bit early to really look forward, but one of the things we can comment on is Richards Bay. I think after that performance, rightfully keeping their spot in the Premier Soccer League. Super Sub, you grimacing. When
Yeah,
I
no,
say
I just-
rightfully, because you don't like the idea that they were there at all in the
And
playoffs.
also, I like your consistency, my friends. Like you've been like on Richard's base,
I
like
think
corner for a while now, especially the last game of the season and them going to the playoffs. I think you've been rooting for them slightly so. Look, I mean, well deserved. I mean, the opportunity was there for them to retain their status, and they took it. Well deserved. You can't. They didn't put the system in place, and we can't take that away. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes,
We have
it's
to
not their-
applaud them for what they've achieved.
yeah.
But they
Agreed.
put themselves on the back foot.
Obviously, with extra games and now having to go now.
No, now everybody's starting preseason now. So are they going to start preseason earlier than scheduled with players that had played? I mean, the last game was last week, Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Last week, Wednesday.
So,
So just under a week ago.
yes. So, like, when other guys, they also want to go to Greece.
Hey, they're
maybe-
rich boys anyway.
Yeah, they're rich boys.
So, they also want to go to Greece, man. So, leave them.
Yeah, no.
But they come back. They're already late for preseason. Because some teams are going to Spain. Some teams are going to Austria. Some teams are going to the south of Johannesburg. You know, so
Wow.
it's yeah.
Well, our condolences to Baraka and
Amatax.
Amatax.
Yeah.
We know how tough it is. This is one of our issues with the system is
Yeah.
that it's really tough, the playoffs, for the teams looking to gain promotion because they haven't had the financial backing that a team in the DStv Premiership has that allows them to build the squad
Yeah,
to compete on that level.
The blunder that Baraka made was to let go of their coach at such a critical time.
He
Also,
was selling
fair.
players.
That on its own
Apparently.
was just the worst blunder. And had that not been an issue, I think they would have performed
Competition.
better.
It's like Chiefs is looking for you. Apparently.
Allegedly.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's all my
No, it's just really disheartening, Shem. I actually had a conversation with the team manager of Baraka, and he was saying that, you know what, it's so disheartening after all the work they've put in the entire season for this to happen. But I mean, that's how the cookie crumbles.
Didn't they finish third?
Baraka finished third, Amatak second.
Yeah. So
That is work.
Yeah.
it's
a
hard
lot
work.
of work.
The goal is
That's
to
what
get
I'm saying.
promoted.
That's it.
The goal is to get promoted.
Should we expand
3
it
up,
to
3 down.
Should we expand it to 20 teams?
No.
3 up, 3 down.
What needs to be expanded is the Euros and the AFCON. This thing of 24 teams is nonsense, and you finish third and you are sitting there doing calculators. Our league is going to be too expensive to expand it to 20. And I think Dr.
As
Ivan
it is,
Kosa,
it's expensive.
Yes, Dr. Ivan Kosa did say.
Because for them to reduce it in the first place, it was because it was not financially
Viable.
sustainable.
Viable.
Yeah.
Because if we expand it to 20 teams, now you're going to give 20 teams the same amount of money. That means, like, where is the other? Let's assume it was the grant of $1 million a month.
There's a lot that the
And even
PSL
so,
needs money
how-
by
I
itself.
Yes,
nearly
and
nearly got
remember-
myself into trouble.
Remember,
Nearly.
there's also how many stadiums do
Nearly.
we have? How often
Okay.
are we going to be playing matches? So the calendar also then has to be changed, and that on its own requires.
Yeah.
And we've got
Money
3 cup
and-
competitions.
Yeah,
and then
it's a
shame,
lot.
poor Sundowns. They already played too many games everywhere.
Now you're going to add 3 other fixtures. To the
For
league.
Sundowns.
Yes. Well, actually,
It would
we
be
are
6.
16.
Because
If
you'd
we go
have to.
20,
It's 6 more games.
Yes, for home and away.
It's 30 games. It's a 38 game season versus a 30 game season. So it's 8 more games.
Was it Tupasap who actually said this? How many more statuses will be sold?
Yeah, no.
Also true.
I'm so done with that
Okay.
conversation.
Well, that's a
PSL
quick.
statuses will be like
Anything else, PSL, we want to
small-
talk about?
Small street.
I think we've bashed Kaizer Chiefs enough, guys. And
I
the
don't
eventual-
want to talk about Chiefs.
But
No,
can we
but
talk
it's
about just
important
who
to-
they've gotten now into their ranks when
yes.
it comes to the technical staff? Because they've gotten 2 people from Morocco, and it looks as though they really are trying to bolster their squad.
That's
No,
what I was
every-
about to say.
At a point, every team has to like
Sometimes you need to applaud them when they're doing something.
Yeah,
nice.
no, I mean, they fetch their plumbers with their baggy there.
every plumber needs a bucket, don't
Every
they?
plumber needs a baggy.
Yes. Wait, what are you talking about?
Driven by Toyota.
Hey, Nina. But anyway, and there's apparently a big.
And every foreign coach that comes to South Africa, before they can prove themselves, they are plumbers.
I know. I'm just trying to distance myself from this whole thing.
Right? No, I'm not
Apparently,
doing-
there's a number of exits. The likes of Doli, Sfiso Shanti is also on his way out.
But we're expecting wholesale changes at Chiefs.
Yeah,
Hey,
no, I
Mara,
think-
okay.
After what? This is Chiefs' worst season in history.
You confuse them with Man United, but they're almost on the same. They're drinking from the same cup. Yeah.
Man United
back,
is the worst
Marco.
in Premier League history. But you know what?
But
I want to know how many trophies he's won this season. But anyway.
yo, plastic world.
Oh,
Marco, you can ask that question. We are here for it.
The
Sorry, let
Community
me.
Shield.
I'm just want to go to the comments here and see if there's any questions. There's one here from Marco Martins. He's asking Len Moleko, how many trophies did you win this season?
One,
at
the
Arsenal?
Community Shield.
Aye.
It's a truth.
It's a shield.
That's in the form of the Bundesliga trophy is a shield.
Hey, that cup. No, I mean, I'm not going to say anything.
okay.
I'm just saying.
There's a player who is 120,000 rands poorer now, or in debt, Mlambo from Orlando Pirates. Did you guys see that
It's not
story?
from Orlando Pirates, Ipi.
A former Orlando Pirates player,
Mlasha. No, Matenten was at Pirates and then he moved to Skukune.
Amazulu, and then went to
Ama-
TS.
Amazulu and then went to TS Galaxy.
So now he
Yes.
owes TS Galaxy money.
Yeah, he lost a court case.
And he owes for he needs to cover the legal fees as well.
Team doesn't
What a blunder!
So Mukolo Ola Usansa Khutliseni.
Basically.
Ish.
I must start GoFundMe.
And the courts make decisions here in South Africa at least. Must send them to England to sort them out because they take too long that side.
When you're the
I must go
Just
to
make a
FIFA.
decision. Go to FIFA.
Yeah.
Go to Switzerland, go to England, sort them all out. We'll teach you how it's done here.
Roland is saying that Zungu, he's not sure what happened. He's very disappointed. He would have loved to keep him at Sundowns.
PR answer. Going back there again.
But you know, Roland and Zungu are very close.
That's the thing.
They're very
But then
close.
there's-
I think they could be. I don't wanna. I think there's a little bit of a tiff going on,
Between whom and whom?
The one who
powers
gets
that
paid
be-
less.
and the powers that be and Rulani. I'm telling you now. Those answers that answer tells you a story.
There's tension.
There's tension. He didn't want him to leave.
But what value had it? What value?
Oh, yes, because his response was,
Len, how
look,
many-
you can't always get what you want. Uh-huh.
How many games does Mamelodi Sundowns play a season? They actually need
100.
They actually need a player of Zungu's quality.
They can go to Pirates or Chiefs and find somebody like that. Dolly is gonna be a free.
They're
agent.
gonna go butter up the
How-
guys there in the
How
South
old-
Coast.
Actually,
Dolly has gone past the stage where he could be at Pirates or Sundowns. I
What-
can tell you
no,
now,
no,
he's
no,
probably going to end
well,
up at City
Cape
or,
Town
what
City.
team
or
was he?
Stellenbosch.
What team was he playing for?
Sundowns before he went overseas and come back to Chiefs.
Okay.
Oh, and when Len Moleko, are you excited that your boy who was playing at MLS potentially could be coming back to Sundowns?
My Lula.
Yes.
I don't want
I
players
mean,
coming.
remember how we were saying that, and in fact, I was the one who was saying that should he be coming back home?
I know, but also I thought about it, ne? When I was sleeping there, thinking about the girlfriend that cheats, that one. For the record, Dolly and Bongani Zungu are the same age. So whatever
31?
Zungu, yes, whatever Zungu was not giving you, you can try get it out of Dolly because Dolly was coveted by injuries a lot. I've thought about it. I don't want players coming back.
They must fight it out there.
Yeah, because it's as if like they come back to find the easy way out.
Regression.
Yes. I mean, there's now rumors that Mutiba might be coming back.
Yeah.
And he was such a star player for...
He's been seen somewhere in the southern side of Johannesburg.
Who's Zungu? Because I heard about Zungu.
Both of them.
Yes.
But it was Sun City. Maybe they were visiting somebody, guys.
Mm.
I get it, there's a place where you visit people there.
Yeah, but I think Zungu still has a lot to offer, and he actually worked hard, I mean, yes, when he came back, he was not fit and all of that, but towards the end of the season, he was really actually doing well,
Yeah.
and he still, in my view, I think he still has a lot to offer, and I think a team like Kaizer Chiefs can benefit greatly from a player like Zungu.
So then that means, as things look, if this one leaves, there's no chance of the prodigal son coming back because there's a tiff between the prodigal son and the father.
Is it?
Prodigal son gamer.
Okay, decode what I just said.
Are you not talking about Tao?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let me say it in real time. You spoke about powers that be and Rulani Aker.
Mm-hmm.
If
Oh,
Rulani
no, you're
leaves,
talking about Pizza.
yes,
No,
and
Pizza's
him
not
going
coming
back
back.
to Sundowns,
I don't
is the
see
father
that.
going to
I
accept
think
him
those
back?
those ties have it's
Tao. I don't think Pizza's-
irreparable.
I don't think Pizza's eyes are actually in PSL.
No, he's not coming back.
Yeah,
here.
but the rumor that I heard, and it's just a rumor, don't quote me on this, like he left here collecting over $1.5 a month.
But he had to pay back some money, remember as well? Pay
That's
back
right.
the money.
Has he paid?
I'm
We don't
sure he
know.
has.
But the court says he must.
But it's okay. He's got money coming from Saudi because he won
And he
that
gets
court
paid in
case as
dollars,
well.
guys.
And he doesn't pay tax. In Saudi.
Oh,
No.
Yes.
That's
Hey.
UAE.
Saudi as well.
No,
I
Saudi
think.
as well, I think.
yeah,
No,
they
no,
do
no,
get
no,
tax
Saudi
breaks.
as well.
Yeah.
No. Is it Saudi land?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Anyway.
Something super sub that I wanted to ask you, Devon O'Brien. I've just checked him out, and he's now going to be the technical, and he's going to be the he's a former Stellenbosch AFC technical analyst. He's now joining Orlando Pirates as a technical analyst. Thoughts on that one?
I also need a piece of
Because I
ram
feel
as
like
well.
you know what Orlando Pirates is doing now. They're trying to kind of, use data analysis. The same way that Sundowns does at that high performance center. That's why they brought him in.
We've been at it. I think we
Yeah.
one of the first team that brought a strikers coach. Lenny, remember? Yeah, no, I think. Look, for you to challenge for your Sundowns, because I mean I think they've set the bar, and let's be honest, you need to have your departments in order, and I think that's what Paris is trying to do. Just get the best that is out there.
Including the roof. It must not be leaking.
Glumelo saying a question for Marco. What do Chiefs need to do to turn it around? It's getting too much now.
They brought Nabi.
But you can already see what they're doing.
They're doing something that is right, and
Yeah.
they've allowed the man to bring his own technical team, which was the problem in the first place. Had they allowed him, there would have been a season in with a coach. But I think they've realized the mistakes, and hence I was saying earlier that we bash them so much, and then when they do good, we can't keep quiet.
That's what
And
I'm
I think
saying.
there's something that is really, really that is going to be cooking in Naturena. And also what is beautiful is Nabi is not going to be under pressure because Chiefs did not qualify for top 8, which is a problem for a lot of new managers coming in, and then you're already losing your first cup, and it becomes a problem. You're starting in a back foot.
I agree. Do you think that there's a responsibility on Chiefs fans now to
Patience.
to be patient
Yes.
and allow him to fail?
Allow the
For
process.
allow the process to begin?
Allow him to what, Marco?
Fail, like to fail in the terms of what Kaizer Chiefs wants to.
Oh, sorry. We misread it.
Because I was like, what?
No, I get
Allow
you,
him
Marco.
to, I think, allow him to fail, allow them to lose some games while the process is ongoing, and then allow Chiefs to rebuild and restructure. I think there's a responsibility on the fans right now to accept that next season's not your year. It's not going to go well
If
in
something
terms of the
happens,
expectations
yeah.
of Kaizer Chiefs. Accept that, allow the rebuild, and then start to place expectations the season after.
It's, in the words of Arsene Wenger when he left the Emirates, support your manager.
Yeah.
That's all Kaizer Chiefs fans need to do.
That's
support
all.
your
They need
manager.
to rally behind
Don't
that man.
lose 2 games in a row and then
then
you
start
lose your
throwing stuff.
mind and you're doing a thread and now you are marching to Naturena. Guys, don't you all have better things to do sometimes?
No, they don't
Sheesh.
actually.
Comment
sadly.
here from King. This thing of sourcing European coaches is not benefiting South African football. We are losing that joy we used to have in the 90s.
I mean, if we do not have progressive coaches, if we don't have
Rulani
coaches that are
Mukwana is a
ticking
local
boxes,
coach, is doing well.
We
We're
don't have,
benefiting greatly from Bafana, and also
Does South Africa have the talent they had in the 90s
from a coaching perspective.
for players?
I think we're littered with talent.
It's Italy in the 90s, Italy now. Same thing. Except for Themba Zwane and Dr. Kumalo. That's a
no, man, but
different
let's
thing.
not be disingenuous. We actually do have good players in our squad right now.
But not like the 90s.
I'm not saying in the squad like Bafana's squad or anything. I'm talking about overall in the
Yeah, 'cause
league.
if you go
Like
into the-
access to in the 90s, the league was
If you go into the
entertaining.
90s, beside Marco, our export in the 90s
Remember
was
that?
insane.
Yeah.
But now we do have exports, but then it's Super Sub Van Heerden, who him and his mother left for Belgium when he was 2, and he's half Belgian, half South African, but he wants to play for South Africa. Like, those are the kind of players that we have now.
And also
mostly.
we've got your Dinondlo who's playing in Cyprus.
You see,
Yeah, we don't have 2 players at Leeds.
Yes, you don't have players at Lazio. You don't have players at Ankara Gusu. You remember, is it Ankara Gusu? In Turkey.
we can even
You don't
have a player
players in Fulham. You don't have players in
Trabzonspor.
Bolton Wanderers.
Charlton Athletic,
Charlton Athletic,
know.
Everton,
Porto.
I mean,
Tottenham
Blackburn.
Hotspur.
But we have a player at Burnley, guys.
Okay, sharp.
Championship side.
Right, okay. But it is what it is.
Championship side without a manager. Oh, wait, do they got a new manager?
No, apparently Ruud van Nistelrooy is eyeing that job.
He's been offered the job.
But I remember he
it's-
might be assistant to his
Ten Hag.
to Ten Hag.
All
So
rumours.
he's just weighing options.
Licking roofs or go to a place that I know
And start-
I'm not
start
expecting
afresh.
much.
Yeah.
Depends. But yeah. So that's my 2 cents worth. With
I agree. I think it's difficult to say that it's the foreign coaches that have caused the league to be less entertaining than the 90s. I think there were a lot of quality players in South African football in the 90s. And there was a lot of spirit around football in the 90s for South Africa. It was a new inclusive football league.
Now we've become we've been globalized. That's why we are most of us watching the Euros at this point and we are not watching. Oh, and don't forget to watch Kosafa tomorrow. Bafana is playing against Mozambique. Yeah, it might be a second string Bafana side, but ballers, watch Bafana tomorrow at 6. They're playing against Mozambique in the Kosafa Cup.
Okay.
What time? What time
It's
is
at
kickoff?
6 p.m.
6.
Yes.
Okay. Closing thoughts. Len Moleko, anything you want to touch on?
England must go home.
Not the football.
Not the football's not coming home, only England.
Oh, no, they must go home.
Yeah.
Yes.
England's coming home, not football.
Okay, yeah. And good luck to the Azuri.
Ben White's on a nice holiday. Selected for his holiday is looking fun. Beautiful, sunny weather.
Do you think he would be wanna dealing with the stress and then he gets blamed for this? Nah, he chose his mental health. That's what Ben White did.
Super sub, final thoughts. Carlos.
Good luck to Portugal tomorrow, my friend.
Oh, wow.
Even the accent
Hey,
changes.
now you don't know.
It was very good.
Kuning.
Yeah, no, and
Obrigado,
I'm hoping the Swiss can have some spaghetti on Saturday.
That's so funny. That is funny.
I'm
The
remaining neutral on that one.
The Italians will have fondue, my friend.
Ooh. Or some chocolate.
Tsepi, darling, closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts. Congratulations to everyone who came out with a nice trophy at the PSL Awards. And I've been supporting Spain and they have been doing well. So onwards and forward.
Okay, and thank you to you, the ballers. As always, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Len Moleko. Thank you, Tsepi Worldwide.
Thank you,
darling. And thank you, Carlos Superusubi. Obrigado, pa. Thank you very much. And thank you to you, the ballers. And most importantly, thank you to Betway, where you get way more for me and the team. Thank you and goodbye.
Hey, Giovanni.
Peace.
Remember,
said
hey,
Gianluigi.
It's Luigi.
It's Giovanni.
Stay on side. Don't be offside. Be on side with us in Betway.
Boom.